No, right? Just a minute. Hello. Right. Okay. Fine. Let me record from my side and let me share this thing. Any issues? Any issues? Any challenges? Please let me know. As of now, is it clear, everyone? Right? Fine. If there are no issues, then let me, okay, log into this machine. This is our machine, right? So what you can do is, if you are logging in using your computer name, server name, no need to check the IP address every time. Directly, it will be, say, for example, I'll tell you one more important thing, guys. Once your work is done, what I have to do, sir? You are connected to the server. Once your work is done, what you have to do? Tell me. Very important. This is very important. You have to know how to log into the server. You have to know how to come out of the server.
Log
Okay.
off.
So what you have to do this is a question for all of you. Please respond immediately. Okay. What I have to do once my work is completed, what I have to do from the server. Okay. I have to log off. First option, log off. Second option, shut down. Third option, reboot. So tell me the answer, guys. What I have to do
Log
once
off.
your work is
Document
completed.
issue. Shut down the server.
Log off, sir. Log off, sir.
Everyone, please respond. Okay, I want to
Log
check.
off.
Log off or shut down.
Log off.
Log off, sir.
Please respond, guys. Please respond in the chat. What I have to do once my work is completed on the server. I'm waiting. Hema, Lakshmi, I need responses from you. Right? Yes. Fine. So once your work is completed, you have to go to run, type log off. Okay. What you have to do, you have to just simply open run and type log off. Okay. Just run, control R. What happened? 1 minute. Okay. Sometimes it is disconnecting like this. And in the organization also, sometimes we'll get this kind of, okay, windows and all. So automatically it will be gone. No need to do anything. If you click cancel, the remote connection window will be closed. Okay. So type log off in the run. Okay, guys, once your work is completed, very important, very important, you have to log off from the server. Don't shut down, don't restart the server. Okay, very important. If you shut down, okay, chalo, it's not your laptop. If your laptop, in your laptop, if your work is completed, you can shut down and you can keep it aside. Okay, so why? Because you are the only one that is using the laptop, and all is used by you and of course your relatives, your friends and all. Okay, so once your work is completed, what you have to do? You have to shut down your laptop. Usually that you know, but in the organization, you cannot shut down the server. Okay, why? Because you are not only the single person, you are using the server and all. Okay, apart from you, There are other people also using the server, first thing. Second thing is that server is mapped to the application. If you shut down the server, what happened? Automatically your application will be down. Pranit, please wait, okay? I'll tell you. You already got the link, okay? If not, I'll tell you, I'll help you. Right? So what you have to do, what you have to do, you have to log off from the server. Remember, this is very important. Just type log off, or else you can, what you can do, GUI based. If you want to go with GUI, you can simply click on your username. Don't click on the power button. There you can see disconnect, shutdown, restart. Okay. Simply click on the username, sign out. Sign out or log off, both are same. Log off means it's a command. Sign out means GUI way, you have to select that sign out option. Okay, so once your work is completed, simply you have to come out of the server. That's it. You cannot shut down the server. Okay, my work is completed, chalo, no need of this server. You cannot shut down it. If you shut down the server, that is your last day in the organization. Never ever shut down the server, guys. Very important. There is no requirement to shut down the server from SQL DBA side. There are some scenarios where you have to restart the server while patching and all, but we won't shut down the server at any time in the organization. If you shut down the server, that is the last day. Even though you shut down a non-prod server also, that is the last day. Okay, so once your work is completed, what you have to do, you have to log off from the server. Don't shut down, don't restart and all. Okay, restart means in which scenario we are going to do the restart? While patching the servers. In that scenario only, we are going to, okay, restart the servers, Windows servers. That too depends upon the organization. In some companies, we can directly restart the servers. Directly means SQL DBA will have privileges to restart the server. In some companies, you have to ask Windows team, they are going to restart the servers on behalf of you. If you don't have permissions, you have to request Windows team, they are going to restart the servers on behalf of you. That is another thing. Okay, and before restarting the server, you have to take proper downtime approval. If any issue comes, if you suddenly if you restart the server, that's it. Okay, it's not a downtime activity, it should be a planned activity. So what you have to do, in case there is a need, I have to restart the server at any cost, then raise a request, take the approvals from your manager and all, take the approvals from the customer. Once customer is okay, then you can restart the server. Or else customer will tell you, don't restart now, restart during the weekends and all, so that, or else restart during the business, non-business hours. Right? Business hours means 9 to 5 p.m. Non-business hours means before 9, after 5 p.m. You can call it as a non-business hours. Okay, after 5 p.m. or 6 p.m. you can restart. They will tell you, application team, application people will tell you when we can restart the server. Then only you have to restart it. That too, after proper approvals only you have to restart it. Okay, so is it clear, guys? Restarting, logging off from the server. Everyone?
Yes,
So
sir.
once your work is done, what you have to do, you have to log off from the server. Don't restart, okay, or don't shut down the server. First thing, okay, right? There is a question. Okay, let me connect to the server. Let me connect to the server. Rajesh, you can record, okay? Now this time you can see here, computer name is already there. No need to check the IP address and all. Just give the computer name. See, earlier last time I gave the username, right? Administrator password and all. Next time, as I have successfully connected for the first time, next time it won't ask username. It will directly ask the password. Okay, so give the password. The one which we have created while installing the operating system, you have to give that password. I guess password is wrong. Right. Okay, so you have a question, sir. Okay, I'm going to log off in 5 minutes, but I got a request from the user. He's asking me to copy backup file from one location to another location. That backup file size is around 200 GB or 1 terabyte. If I started copying, see, remember one thing, if you just log off from the server, whatever you are doing on the server, all the sessions will be cancelled. Okay, whatever work you are doing on the server, all the work will be cancelled. You are executing a script. If you log off from the server, it will be cancelled. You are copying a backup file. If you log off from the server, copy process will be cancelled. You are taking a backup using script. Okay, you are taking a backup using script. You log off from the server, backup operation will be cancelled. Whatever you are doing, all the actions will be cancelled if you log off from the server. Sir, how to fix this issue? Then disconnect from the server. Okay, this is disconnect button, close button or disconnect button, or else if you go to here, you can see here disconnect button. Okay, if the work is still running, then you have to disconnect from the server. If there is no work, we can happily log off. There is no pending things, no files are copying, no scripts are running, nothing running on your screen, on your server, then you can log off from the server. Clear, guys, everyone? If something work is running on your desktop, server desktop, okay, if something work is going on, some copy process is going on, script execution is going on, but your shift is completed, your cab is waiting, okay, then what you have to do? You have to simply close this button. Okay, if you close this button, whatever things are running, it will run in the background. It won't be cancelled. If you log off, all the things will be cancelled. Clear? Is it clear, everyone? Now, do you know the difference
Yes, sir.
between cancel, disconnect, log off?
So, Shanmukh, if in
Yes, yes.
case suddenly we have get disconnected, means like you get a error like the server is not accessible. So
Not a
in case in
problem. In that case also,
that
whatever
case,
work is going on, it will continue.
okay.
Nothing happened to
Okay.
your work. Okay, if it is suddenly disconnect, see, that is also disconnect operation from that side, automatic. Okay,
Okay.
that is a disconnect operation. You are not logging off from the server. Suddenly something went wrong, your internet is down, your server is disconnected, nothing happened, your work will be continuing in the back end. Okay, but if you are giving a log off sign, if you just choose log off sign manually, okay, then all the work that you are doing will be cancelled. Even though you're executing a script, you're copying the files, whatever you're doing, everything will be cancelled. Okay, so if the work is there, what you have to do? Work is there, work is going on, but you have to log off. Your shift is done, shift is completed, no need to wait. Okay, that file is a big file, it will take 8 hours to copy, so you cannot, no need to wait till 8 hours. Okay, let it copy, then only I log off from the server. Nothing like that. You can initiate the copy, you can close the server directly, you can close like this. Okay, if you click on close button, it will ask you, your remote session will be disconnected. If you click OK, automatically the session will be, the server will be closed, but the work will be going on in the back end. It will be, okay, continue. It won't disconnect, it won't stop, it won't cancel. But if you log off directly, whatever work you're doing on your screen, server screen, it will be cancelled. Okay, either a script execution or any other things, all the things will be cancelled. Clear, guys? Any issues, any doubts?
Can multiple user
Very
login
good
into
question.
the
Very
one
good
machine?
question. Yes, I'll tell you that as well. Okay, any other questions? Can multiple users connect to the server remotely at a time? Okay, the answer is yes, but how many? Hardly two users can connect to the server remotely at a time. Imagine we have a lot of students, right? Let's go with the example. Shiva, Dinesh. Okay, Shiva, Dinesh, they both are connected to this server. Okay, they both are connected to this server. See, something happened. If you click on cancel, again the server, you are going to lose the connection. Okay, but the session will be disconnected. Nothing will happen. Might be due to internet issues. It is disconnecting very regularly. Right, Shiva and Rajesh both are connected to my server. Okay, to this server, whatever server it is, 25L0. Now, who is the third person? Fayak. Fayak is trying to connect to this server, the same server. Shiva and Rajesh already working on the server, but Fayak is trying to connect to the server. Then Fayak will get one screen. Those who are connected, okay, Fayak will get a server is busy with the connections. who is connected, you can see Fayak. Fayak can see that window. Shiva and Rajesh both are connected, right? Rajesh or Dinesh. Shiva and Rajesh both are connected. On Fayak screen, Fayak can see who are connected to the server. Fayak can choose any one session to kill. Okay, if Fayak choose Shiva session will be disconnected. It will be disconnected. It won't be logged off. Clear, guys? Let me try to show you that one. I want to show you at least by using pictures. Okay, remote connections. RDP max connections window. Right. I'll tell you. Okay. Images.
Hello, sir.
Yes.
Anyone can kill any other person's
Yes,
session, sir,
yes,
or
yes,
should have any specialized
No,
privileges?
anyone can kill any other session. I just want to show you that message. Okay, small window will pop up. Okay, those who are connected, it will show their names in that window. Then you can choose any name. You can choose Shiva or you can choose Dinesh. Okay, if you choose Shiva session will be disconnected. It won't be logged off. Means whatever Shiva is running, that is safe. Okay, simply Shiva connection will be disconnected and Fayak will get a new connection. At a time, only 2 persons can connect to the server remotely. Okay, at a time, only 2 persons can connect to the server remotely. If third one is trying to connect, third one will get one window. Those who are connected to the server, he can see those 2 people. Third person can choose any of the person and he can kill that or he can disconnect the existing sessions. So once he choose any person, what happened? Actually, if I am connected to the server, I am busy with the work. Okay. If someone is trying to kill me, I'll get one window. He is trying to get your connection. If I click OK, he will get the connection immediately. If I don't respond, after 15 seconds, automatically my connection will be killed. Clear? Everyone, even though I can see who is trying to kill my session, I can either accept or I can deny. We can deny that permission and all. If we don't respond at all, what happened? Automatically after 15 seconds, my connection will be taken care by the other DBA. Okay, he will take my connection. Is it clear, everyone? Please. At a time, 2 persons only can connect to the server remotely. First thing, at a time, only 2 persons can connect to the server remotely. If third person is trying to connect, third person will get one window with the existing connections. Okay, third person, either he can get whatever he is doing, either he can leave it. Okay, chalo, next time I'll connect. He can go back, third person, or else he can kill any of the existing sessions. Okay, so if he choose one person, that person will get a notification that he is trying to kill your session. Okay, you can accept or you can deny. If you accept, he can take the session immediately. If you deny, he cannot take the session. But if you don't respond after 15 seconds, automatically he can take the connection. Your session will be disconnected. But again, that is also a disconnect operation. Whatever you are doing, nothing happened to your work and all. Ongoing work will be continue. Everyone, is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Please, if it is
Yes,
clear,
sir.
let me know. If it is not clear, then I'll explain again.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Right, fine. So this is how we are going to manage the remote connections. At a time, 2 people only can connect to the server. Okay, so third person will get the connection if any connection is disconnected, or else if he can take he can kill any of the sessions and he can just log into the server. And make sure, just check the names who is connected to the server. If manager and all, don't kill the sessions. See, something is very urgent, So server is not working properly. SQL server is not working. It's down. It's very urgent. You have to connect to the server. But already 2 people are connected. What you can do, you can see their names. You can ping in the teams. Okay. Once you go to the team, once you go to that particular window, you can see their names, right? Simply go to the teams, search their name in the teams. Once you got the name, then you can ping them. Hey, I have to connect to the server. If you have any work, please let me know. Otherwise, let me kill your session. If you agree, then you can kill it. Please don't kill managers, team lead sessions and all. Okay, if you want to kill, there is no way, then take the approval from them first of all. Okay, clear? Is it clear, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, okay, fine. So with that note, let me go with the SQL Server installation. What is the main prerequisite for installing SQL Server, guys? What is the main prerequisite? Yes, Muthu, tell me.
.NET framework.
Say,
.NET
for
framework.
example,
Okay, that's
Hello?
okay. Yeah, Muthu. We can ask the question.
Yeah, in a server we have some 2 active connections. 2
Hmm.
users are active. For example, if A and B are 2 users, if
Hmm.
B is logged in into the server, A is also logged in.
Hmm.
If maybe B want to take the A's connection, straightly he can go to the task manager and take A's controls, right? That is also possible, right? That is the scenario.
See, B is already connected. Why B want to take a A's connection?
No. Actually, in task manager there is an option, right?
There is an
The
option.
active
See, in the
users.
task manager, we can see the users option. Those who are connected to my server, you can check in the users option. Okay, here you can see who are all connected to the server.
Yes. Like no. I'm just telling the real time scenario. This was happened actually.
Okay.
If something is happening, some backup action is happening. He want to monitor something in the B's. B want to monitor something in the
B
A's
want to monitor A session, huh?
session.
Okay.
I am just telling a scenario. That's it.
Okay, you are asking the
You want
scenario.
to take.
That is not
Yeah.
possible. That is not at all possible. Means you are indirectly accessing the A's session, which is security wise, it's not good. If that is possible,
Okay.
that should be possible in our laptops also. If that is possible, someone can view what you are doing in your laptop. Okay,
Okay. But
your
this is
point
a
is valid
tried
point.
scenario.
Yeah. I'll
Yeah,
tell you.
we tried it actually. That's what I'm saying. Okay, fine.
Okay, so is it possible?
Usually in servers, they'll not do like this, right?
Yeah, they won't do like that. Okay, is it possible? First of
Okay.
all, can I see your session? What you are doing?
No, this is actually a tried scenario. We tried it
No,
actually.
that is not possible. Okay, it's not possible. See, one thing is, for example, he started the backup. We don't know what is the status. He has to update us what is the backup status. First thing, if he is copying, you have to check the file size. Why? Because he can only see the status, how much copied and all. Okay, he can only see his window. We cannot see his window. We cannot see the A's sessions. Okay, either B has to update us what is the status and all, or else, see, for example, if it is a SQL session, he is running a backup, we can check easily, track the backup status, how much percentage is completed. Okay, that's, we don't need AS session and all. If he is copying OS level things he is doing, we cannot track it. If he is doing the things in the SQL server level, we can track it from our session itself. Okay, that is a different thing. I don't want to confuse, but that is not possible. Okay.
One more thing, can you just right click that administrator, only this thing, that's it.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Oh, we can only disconnect it.
We can only disconnect. We cannot take his session, administrator session. And all.
Okay, fine, but okay, no problem. Thank you.
Okay, yeah, no problem. Right, guys. So nothing to worry as of now. Okay. So what we discussed is only 2 connections, 2 active connections can be connected to the server remotely at a time. If third one wants to connect to the server at any cost, he has to disconnect one session. Okay. So this is the point we have discussed till now. Right. So any questions, let me know. Otherwise, we'll jump into the SQL Server installation directly. No questions? Right. Okay.
No,
So
sir.
in that case, let me initiate the SQL Server restart. I'm sorry. Let me initiate the SQL Server installation. So before installation, what I'm going to do, let me check whether any SQL Server is installed or not in the machine. How can I check it? Go to C drive. Okay. Go to program files. right? If you see Microsoft SQL Server folder in these folders, okay, in this set of folders, if you see Microsoft SQL Server, that means SQL Server is already installed. SQL Server or at least SQL components are already installed. Okay, if you see Microsoft SQL Server folder, you don't see any folder with Microsoft SQL Server name, right? That means no SQL Server is installed. And one more thing is, go to services.msc. There also you can check in case if any services are there, SQL related services are there. Sir, what is the services are? Every software will run as a service. Okay, every software in your laptop will run as a service. If SQL Server is installed, it will also run as a service. Okay, if you go to yes, select any service, just press yes. You can see all the services that starts with yes. Here you cannot see any services with SQL. Okay, there is no services with SQL. There is no SQ at all. Okay, you don't see any services. See here up to yes, you can see here these are the services that starts with yes, but you cannot see any services with SQL, right? So that means there is no SQL Server or SQL components installed in this machine. Clear? I want to install the SQL Server. How can I install the SQL Server? If I want to install the SQL Server, what I have to do? I have to copy the software, right? First, agree? Without software, how can I install the SQL Server? First of all, I have to copy the software, right? So I can do in two ways. One way is directly copy the software from my machine. Okay, from my local laptop, directly I can copy the software. Okay, first thing, right click copy, right click paste, but it will take a lot of time. Okay, it is around 1 GB, 1.5 GB file, right? I'm going to install, I'll show you installing SQL Server 2017. Okay, so installing SQL Server 2017, guys. Installations, there is no difference. Okay, there is no different process for installing 2012, different process for installing 2014, different process for installing 2017. No, all are same. Might be 1 or 2 screens extra you might get, depends upon the version, that's it. But the process is same. There is no different processes in installing the servers, named instance one process, default instance one process. No, 1 or 2 small changes will be there, that's it. Any version we are going to install the SQL Server in the same way. This is the same format, guys. What I have to do, first of all, I have to copy the SQL Server file. I can either directly copy, right click copy, right click paste. One thing I can do which will take time. What I'm going to do, I'm going to attach the ISO image. Okay, I'm going to attach the ISO image, right? So if you see earlier, to install Windows operating system, what we did, we just go to the settings of this machine and go to the storage. There you just change it, right? Earlier it is showing a empty disk, then we just changed it to Windows operating system, right? So now I want to install SQL Server. What I'm going to do, I'll remove this Windows operating system ISO image. I will attach SQL Server ISO image. Okay, so select this Windows and go to this CD, click on this CD button. Okay, choose virtual optical disk file. If you select this option, wherever you downloaded, guys, I asked you to create a separate folder, keep those softwares in that folder so that you can easily browse here. If you simply download it and if you are not organizing the things properly, you are going to waste the time. Whatever softwares you have downloaded, create a separate. See, guys, create one folder, batch 41 SQL DBA classes. In that folder, create multiple subfolders. Notes, for notes, one folder. For videos, one folder. Okay, and for your softwares, create a separate software with one folder, software's name. Whatever stuff you are browsing from the Google and all, just those stuff also you can keep it in this folder. Again, prepare a complete folder so that whatever you want to search, resumes and all, resumes you are going to get it, lot of documents you are going to get it, keep in that folder, no need to waste the time and all. Okay, so once you downloaded the software, you will get the software like this. Okay, so select that software, SQL 2017 software, double click on it and click OK. Now Windows operating system is removed from the D drive. SQL Server software is attached to the D drive. Clear, everyone? Instead of copying the files, what I did is I just attached the ISO image. Sir, organization, can I do like this? No, you cannot do like this. Why? Because you are maintaining this environment so that you can control this Oracle VirtualBox VM manager. You will have connection, you will have access to this Oracle VirtualBox manager, but in the organization, you don't have access to this Oracle VirtualBox manager. Sir, how to copy the software in the organization? In the organization, okay, they will give you a shared location, all the SQL related files, SQL scripts, SQL softwares, service packs, cumulative updates. Okay, so they will create a shared folder for DBS, for SQL DBS. Okay, this shared folder will have access from all the servers. This shared folder, the shared folder path will be like this, guys. I'm just giving example. Okay, server name, okay, slash SQL DBA shares. Okay, SQL DBA shares or SQL DBA folder, simply SQL DBA folder. Inside that you can see a SQL 2017, SQL 2019, different software folders will be created. This path you have to copy. Sir, how to get this path? You have to ask your colleagues. They will only let you know. Okay, they can only let you know. In the KT, they will let you know the paths and all. If they don't tell in the KT, you have to ask. Okay, simply open that path, go to the server, open that path in the run, and if you hit enter, automatically, okay, you will get that location, right? And you can copy your files from that location. As of now, there is no such folder, right? So that's why I got this error. In case if your path is wrong, if there is no such path, you will get this error, network error. Okay, you can cancel it. Clear, everyone? Is it clear? In the organization, what is this, Muthu? Who is going to install Muthu?
Shanmugh, I said like Windows team, like this is a
Windows
used.
team. Okay, Windows team, they will install other softwares, but SQL Server, Windows team
that
won't
itself,
install SQL
some
Server,
IT
right?
team will be there. Some IT team will be there.
See, now you are not working as a DBA, right? So
Okay, fine.
some
I'm just
IT team will
telling
help you. Yeah, some IT team will help you. So next time, once this course is completed, if you are a SQL DBA, you are a member of that IT team. Okay, if
Yeah,
anyone
yeah.
requested, you have to install the SQL Server, right?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes. Okay. So here you have to copy paste your software network path. In that network path, you can see all the scripts, all the softwares, service packs, updates, and all, everything will be stored inside one folder, shared location. Make sure that path is having access to that server. If this path doesn't have access to this server, okay, that means you cannot open the path. Again, you have to request network team to open the path and all. They will help us to open the path. Okay, they will give you extra access, then only you can open that path. Now clear how to copy the software from your folders, network shared paths to the servers. Is it clear, everyone? Any doubts, any issues? Right, once the software is copied, I have already attached the software, right? So what I can do, I am not copying now. I'm going to, okay, attach. I have already attached the software, right? So it will be attached as a D drive here. Earlier we attached Windows operating system. Windows installation is completed. So now we just removed that. No need to remove manually. Change the Windows to SQL Server. Automatically SQL Server will be attached in the D drive. Okay, right click, open. Right now you can see these are the supported files to install your SQL Server. Now let's begin the installation. Okay, so what you have to do, guys, this is the important file for us, setup file. You have to use this setup file to install the SQL Server. And what I have to do now, guys?
Run as administrator.
Very good,
Run
excellent.
as administration.
Excellent. Who is that, Kusuma?
Sir,
Yes, okay, very good. Okay, so let me open this file with run as administrator, right click, run as administrator. Okay, it's very important, guys. If you just double click on it, you will get, sometimes, I'm not saying every time, sometimes you will get different errors. Okay, so always try to open the applications with run as admin mode only. It's very important recommendation. Just a minute. Okay, it's opening. In the same way how I'm doing now, in the same way you have to do in the Azure VM also. In the Azure VM, you can directly copy the software, sir. How to copy the softwares in the Azure VM, sir? You can copy from your local machine to Azure VM directly. Okay, first thing you can do that one. Or else there are some images, okay, where you will get the whole SQL Server during OS installation itself. You can choose an image, Windows with SQL 2017, like that kind of images will be there. You can directly choose it, but don't choose it. You don't learn anything if you choose that option. We have to install SQL Server, right? You have to know how to install SQL Server. Okay. So in the Azure VM, you can directly copy paste from your local laptop to the Azure VM machine. Okay. Right. So
Timing it.
let me reopen the meeting, guys. It is showing less than 1 minute. Please connect immediately with the same link.